2, 3, 4, 5. I should be live now. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Karma. And this is a particularly good cup of coffee. I'm quite enjoying it. Well, I hope you have your cup out and are ready because if you believe that your business is the best kept secret, and I know so many people will feel that way, let's change that. So, I'm going to show you today how a simple, strategically created book can draw clients to you like moths to a flame, like androids to a charging station, like nails to a magnet. So, Dan Henry, who is a follower of some people that I follow, and I recently attended a challenge of his, and I do have his book, which is not on my desk at the moment, but it's about how to create a lead magnet. It's very good. I highly recommend it. I think I recommended it in my first episode of Karma, Coffee with Karma. Anyway, he likes to tell the story because I've heard him tell it several times. He had this moment where he had some alone time or relatively alone time with Grant Cardone, and he asked him something to the effect of, "What has been your most effective?" I can't remember if he said your most effective lead magnet or your most effective book. It doesn't matter what the question was at that point because now what Grant did is apparently had it on his person. He pulls out a book that's like this big and like that thick and goes on about how amazingly effective this little book was. It took him only a couple of hours to write, and yet it has been his most effective way of growing his business. Well, he's not the only one who uses short books to grow their business because if you do it right, a short book can be the best way, one of the best ways, one of the best tools in your arsenal to attract clients to you. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help entrepreneurs write a client attracting book in 90 days or less. And in today's Coffee with Karma, I'm going to share with you 3 tips that you can use to create that amazingly strategic client attracting book. So, step 1, identify the gap. Now, the gap I'm talking about here is there's a problem that your ideal clients have. They're looking for the solution, but they're finding ineffective ones because you know a better way. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be a small problem, but it's a problem that's like a needle in their side, and it would be like taking that splinter out of the lion's toe. They will just, "Oh, thank you for relieving that pain." Well, and notice that I said you don't have the only solution available, you just have the best solution, or even just a better solution available. So that's the gap. They're reading all these books, but the books are like missing pieces of the puzzle, and you've got that missing piece. Step 2, identify stories that resonate. And you want to identify 3 to 5 stories that illustrate one of these 3 things. So 1, illustrates a before and after transformation. That can be your before and after. It can be clients before and after. It can be a public domain, like out in the world story of a before and after, but it's basically this is where your ideal client is before. They go through the solution you provide, and then they have an after. So sad face, happy face, transformation in between. The second story is to illustrate steps within your solution. So, for example, I might tell a story of how you identify the gap, just to use this video as an example. So I might tell a story of, Sally had this brilliant solution, and when she went looking out out on Amazon. She found all these books that kept saying they were gonna solve the problem, but she knew she had something better. There. Obviously, you want it to sound a little bit more real, have it a little more fleshed out, have a mini story arc. That was just the top of the head example. So that's story number 2. And story number 3 are stories that illustrate you as the expert with the go-to solution. So these can be blatant, but they work more effectively when they are what one of my mentors likes to say is a humble brag, where it's like you're positioning yourself as a person to go to without saying, "Oh, look at me. I am the awesome one." That okay, some people do that and it works for them. I find it repulsive. So, strike a balance. You be you. Don't just do what I say because I say it. Try it on for size. See if it works for you. Modify as necessary. Because one of the things that's really important in growing a good business is being authentic to who you are, because when people find out that you're a lying, liar, liar, pants on fire person, they will go away and you can get in trouble. So, in all sorts of different ways. So just don't do it. Be you, learn stuff, learn new ways of doing things, try them on for size, modify them as necessary. So you've got the 3 stories: illustrate before and after, illustrate the steps, illustrate how you are the go-to person. And then the 3rd step, and this is not my term, I cannot remember who I learned it from or I would give them credit, but that's be ungoogleable. What that means is you want the information in your book to be something that they can't just go on the internet and find. And I know sometimes that can be hard depending on what the problem, because gee, that is a problem everybody have. People have been writing about it in blog posts. Do you know how you get around that? You gonna lean in? You wanna know? You get around that by having a proprietary system, framework, methodology. It could be that you're saying the same things that are Googleable, but you're saying them in your unique way, with your unique terms, and maybe your own unique little twist. That's what makes it ungoogleable, and it has a secondary effect of making you uniquely attractive to your ideal clients and kind of repulsive to people who you probably didn't wanna work with in the first place. Ta-da! There's your 3 steps. Identify the gap, find stories that illustrate your solution as fixing that gap, and do it in your unique, geeky, quirky, wonderful way. So there you go. Now, if you would like a more detailed way or outline or instructions on how to write an authority building short book, guess what? I've just come out with a free book that's not available on Amazon, ebook that's called Your Quick Start Guide to Writing wait, Quick Start Guide to Writing Your Authority Building Short Book. And if you would like that, just drop a GIF, an emoji, or a me with your little hands raised, picture or words, in the comments either below or to my right. Might be your left. It's definitely my right. And I will get in touch with you and send you the link. How do you like them apples? I like them apples a lot. Talk to you later. And tomorrow, but just to keep you on your toes, tomorrow's fun fun Friday, I'm going to be sharing some really fun author success stories that I've heard around the world. Some of them are just like, oh, wouldn't that be cool if that happened to me? Stay tuned for tomorrow. This is the end of today's Coffee with Karma. And this is Karma, your host, saying, "Ciao for now."